Hey everybody, it's Charlie from Daily Motor, and we've had the opportunity this week to be driving not one, but two Ford Mavericks. We've got our long-term 2-liter EcoBoost and a short-term 2.5 hybrid. Not only do they have different powertrains, but this one has the FX4 package, and this one does not. So today we're going to go through a little bit what the differences are between a truck with not only FX4 but also the 4K tow package versus a truck without it. If you do want to see more on these Mavericks, check the links in the description. Not only do we have all of our standard videos, but we also shot a separate video talking about the differences in powertrain between these two. So this one is going to focus a little bit more on aesthetics and what you get with the FX4 Off-road package. If you do want to see differences between the hybrid and the EcoBoost, check the link in the description. Starting off, this one is pretty basic. This is just a hybrid XLT. Both trucks are XLTs. So mid-trim, there's also XL and Lariat. But without the FX4 package, you get front-wheel drive, you get a 2.5-liter hybrid powertrain making about 191 horsepower at maximum power, and a 2,000-pound tow rating, about 1,500-pound payload capacity in the back. Other than that, this thing's kind of crossovery, because at the end of the day, this is a unibody truck. Now, if we come on over here, we get to see some of the FX4 upgrades. So there are a whole list of them. We'll kind of go through visually and we'll talk about them on the road a bit too. So first, you can see tow hooks right up front. These come standard with the FX4 package. The other truck does not have that. Hanging around, you get FX4 specific wheels. These things look pretty good. And they also come with all-terrain tires, whereas the other truck's going to come with all seasons. Subtle difference there, but this one should be a little bit more capable in the mud. You also have to get the 2-liter EcoBoost and all-wheel drive to get the FX4 package. The FX4 actually gets a more unique all-wheel drive system too. So you can get a 2-liter EcoBoost non-FX4 all-wheel drive truck, so let's say if you were just getting 4K tow, but you'll get a less robust all-wheel drive system than if you spent the extra $800 to get the FX4 Off-road package. Not only that, you get a sticker, which is very important to the FX4 ownership, and different shocks in the back of this one. So this has a multi-link rear suspension with monotube shocks. If you got the all-wheel drive EcoBoost truck without FX4, you'd have twin tube multi-link rear suspension, and that truck over there with front-wheel drive is twist beam non-multi-link twin tube shocks. So very subtle differences. What that all means in English is this is a little bit more expensive and a little bit more robust shock that should be able to dampen out stronger bumps better for doing more aggressive off-roading. You can see also, because we have the 4K tow package, we have our full hitch there with a 7-pin and 4-pin receiver. If you want to see a little bit of towing, we've done some with our Maverick. And because we have the 4K tow package as well, this has a different final drive ratio than the other all-wheel drive 2-liter EcoBoost trucks, but that would be the same regardless of FX4 or non-FX4. So let's hop in. Let's start off with the hybrid. We'll take it down a little bit of an off-road section, a little bit on-road, and talk about the ride quality, and wrap up with the 2-liter FX4. Everyone say hi to Chris, the man behind the cam today. Hello. He'll be giving his thoughts as well, because we've been spending time in both of these trucks.
We have.
And noticed a lot of interesting things about both.
It's the first time I've sat over here though in this.
Ah, yes. It's not like you're missing out on any sort of seat adjustments, because I also, although you can't go up and down, can you?
I don't think so. No.
Yes, you are missing out.
Yeah.
One more thing between the FX4 and non-FX4 is this center instrument display. The hybrid XLT comes with this base display, and the FX4 package on the EcoBoost actually gets a more robust, higher quality display in the center. Now, if you got Lariat on both of these, you'd still be able to get that higher quality screen. Because this is the hybrid, we silently drive away.
Aha.
We're gonna do just a little bit of street, and then a little bit of off-road. Now, we've spent time in both of these trucks throughout the week. The difference in ride quality is actually pretty subtle from what I've been able to tell. Have you noticed any differences?
I was gonna agree 100% that it's subtle, because when we just went out on our last drive to film our last video, I drove over the rough ride section of the test loop in both trucks, and they were 90%, 95% the same.
Yeah, I fully expected the FX4 to have a noticeable difference and kind of take the big sort of broken Michigan road bumps a lot better, but this one really isn't bad either. I've had no crashiness. It's not like we're flopping against the bump stops in this truck. There's some manhole covers.
Yeah.
It's still pretty well smoothed out.
Yeah.
I think they did a pretty good job with it. I wish there were a good way to quantify statistically or like with data the differences in ride quality. I've considered putting a cell phone with its accelerometer like flat here and measuring the bounces.
Yeah.
I thought about doing that with the Tesla, but it's pretty tough to do.
A little peek at our off-road section.
Yeah, it's muddy today.
Yeah, I've never been through here in a front-wheel drive car before.
Well, it seems to be doing pretty well. We are getting some spinach, but in terms of ride quality,
it's so smooth.
Yeah, it is. Another aspect of the FX4 package is skid plates. So if you do plan on doing a lot of off-roading and you want to protect your underbelly and vital parts of the vehicle from getting hit with sticks or rocks or anything like that, it's definitely a good move, and it's something you got to be more careful for when you're driving around in this truck without skid plates. But still not really being thrown around at all. I mean, it takes it pretty well.
Yeah, it does. It's, oh God.
I think this is all frozen still. Yeah. This kind of just further goes to show why in our last video I was talking, I wouldn't have, like if I could have chosen, I would just go with the front wheel drive Maverick.
Yeah.
I mean, that's more than most people ever do with their vehicles anyway.
Yeah.
And we had no problem doing.
Yeah.
In the front suspension, you're getting the same shocks in both trucks, so it's just the rear.
Okay.
And you're probably not really going to notice much difference at all, other than maybe when you're towing, because then you'll have more weight in the back, and then maybe the FX4 shocks will help. But let's hop in the FX4 truck and see if we kind of notice any difference in that little loop.
Same interior in this truck.
Yeah.
Except the cluster.
If you passed out in one and got woken up in the other, you wouldn't really know any difference. Another few things that the FX4 truck gets, there's the gauge cluster that I was telling you about, but we also get hill descent control, which is a feature I've never found the need to use. Even when I was doing intense off-roading in the Toyota Tundra, I was using hill descent control, and then I was like, wait, what happens if I just turn it off and use my brakes? And it was just this good.
You know what else has hill descent control?
E90 BMW.
That's right.
And how many times did you use yours?
Never.
Never.
I was scared to push the button.
There we go. But we also get two different drive modes. If this did not have FX4, we'd have Eco and Sport, but instead we get Mud and Ruts and Sand. I do feel a little bit more, and some of this is going to be a little bit placebo, guys, just being honest with you, we're only human. But it does seem like the bigger bumps, it's absorbing a little bit more smoothly.
Yeah.
The little bumps seem to be coming through just the same, but it's the big whoopers that are a little bit better damped.
The big whoopers.
Big whoopers. And to be honest, yes, we get those other drive modes, but they don't make that much of a time. I've taken this truck off-road and I've used both drive modes, and we'll do it here in a second. And it's not like if I were in one, I would have gotten stuck, but thank goodness I was in Mud and Ruts.
It's also just one of those things where in a car like this, do you really need drive modes?
I mean, we just saw doing a front-wheel drive truck in normal.
When I drive cars like this, I never cycle through drive modes. I mean, sure, you know, Cadillac CT4 Blackwing, you're cycling through drive modes.
Yeah.
Ford Maverick, you're not.
No. So here we go, same trail. Obviously,
slick section right here. See how she slides out.
More confidence with all-wheel drive. We're not getting kind of that rear end kicking out because we've got power sent to both.
That's right.
And as I was saying, the FX4 all-wheel drive system is a little bit more robust. It can delineate its power a little bit better, and I think it's got more cooling as well. You get some transmission coolers that you would not get without the FX4 package. But there's also a lot of crossover between FX4 and 4K Tow, because they both include extra transmission cooling and a few other aspects.
And how much is the FX4 package?
I think it's about $800. I think it's like $795.
Oh.
So it's perfectly reasonable.
Not so bad.
But also not. It kind of goes in between for me. It almost comes down to the looks. Like if you like the look of having everything, then pay a little more for FX4, but I don't find it to be necessary.
Yeah.
Unless you were going to be doing some actual off-roading. My dad always insisted on an FX4 for his F-150s, even though it's like, it would not matter at all.
He just wanted the sticker.
He just wanted the sticker. I'll hit the same bump coming up here.
I do agree with you that the big whoopers feel smaller,
yes,
more damped in this truck than in the hybrid.
Completely agree. If you're going to be doing a lot of off-roading, or if honestly, I know it sounds subtle, but even if the tow hooks are important to you, if you think you might get stuck or might need to pull things that have gotten stuck before, the tow hooks might be a really good reason up front to get FX4. From a usability standpoint, I think the FX4 package is priced accurately because it doesn't make a huge difference.
No, I think $800 is about fair.
Right.
I like the wheels.
Yeah, a lot of people.
I like the black wheels.
A lot of people like the wheels. I actually think I prefer the gray wheels over the black.
Really?
But yeah, but most people are on your side. Most people say they prefer the black.
The gray wheels are more unique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I'm pretty sure on the build configurator, Ford calls these unique 17-inch wheels.
Really? Oh. All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen, folks.
So thank you all so much for watching. If you want to see more on the Maverick, check the links in the description. And we'll see you on the next one. We're Charlie and Christopher from Daily Motor, and as always, drive on.